Yo! How's it going? Trevor here. Just decided to do a little theory video. Before I get started, I do want to say if you liked the video, please go ahead and leave me a like down below, as well as subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. And I also want to say that this theory is not my original theory. I found it on arlongpark.net. It's been going around for a while. The name of the person who posted the original, or at least the original theory that I saw, it was just like something super standard, so I can barely even shout you out. I think it was like Kevin or something. So shouts out to Kevin because I like this theory. So let's go ahead and get started. So this theory is just about the relationship between Red Haired Shanks and Marshall D. Teach, aka Blackbeard. So we're going to start by taking it way back to when Ace had the beef with Blackbeard and Shanks pays a visit to Whitebeard's ship. Why did Shanks want to stop this fight? Shanks' exact words were, "It's not yet time for them to face each other." And why would he say that? Why would he care what happens to Ace or Whitebeard or even Blackbeard for that matter? Is it the idea of two D confronting each other that bothers him? Could it be, two people with the initial D confronting each other means it might alter the state of the world? What's his connection to Blackbeard? How does he know so much about Marshall D. Teach? Sure, there's, his trademark scars across his face, but I don't think that Shanks could have learned all that much just having a fight with Blackbeard, one fight with Blackbeard. Shanks knows him pretty well. His ambition, his dreams, his real power, etc., etc. Let's talk about that scar. Shanks brings up the fact to Whitebeard. His exact quote is, "Whitebeard, I've gone through so many battles and suffered various wounds, but what aches me now is this one." Obviously it shows the scar. It's weird to think about because Shanks lost his arm. He fought for the Pirate King's fleet, discovered, Raftel. He's achieved the status of the rank of Yonko, which the pirate rank Yonko, literally top 4 strongest people in the world, basically. You do not achieve these merits unscathed. The dude is an emperor, but these scars across his face still bug him. So that's what leads me to believe that I think he's talking metaphorically. I think the reason Shanks suffered from this scar is because they were close at one point, maybe even friends. Quite possibly Marshall D. Teach betrayed Red Haired Shanks. But if so, when? And why? Well, we know that Silver's Rayleigh, the Pirate King, Roger's first mate, he was there with Roger. He knows all about the Void Century. He knows about the Will of D, and probably most everything about the ancient weapons and cities as well. And I think the same can be assumed for Shanks, who was also on Roger's crew when they discovered Raftel. Perhaps after Roger's death, Shanks was looking for the one who would take up Roger's throne, another person with the name D, such as Marshall D. Teach. And Shanks could have been interested by him just like he was with Luffy at the beginning of One Piece. Could it be that Shanks made a huge mistake and picked the wrong guy? It would explain why Teach is so confident about his fate. He could know almost all the world's secrets thanks to Shanks. Hypothetically, Shanks could have jumped the gun and made a huge mistake telling him everything, changing Teach, making him become greedy and power hungry. And by learning from that mistake, he did the opposite with Luffy, telling him almost nothing but giving him hope and motives. Now I know for this theory to be possible, there's a very small window where this mistake by Shanks needed to happen. Right after Roger died and before Shanks established his own crew, because obviously his Jolly Roger has the 3 slashes, so yeah, it's got to be in that, I think it was like a year or something before Shanks got his crew going. It is a fact that Marshall D. Teach was on Whitebeard's crew and Shanks was on Roger's crew at the same time. So there's a huge, more than likely chance that these two fleets had a battle or multiple battles where, this injury could have happened to Shanks. But during the talk that Shanks has with Whitebeard, I found it weird that he says, and I quote, "This isn't a wound from the adventure, nor did I get it from Mihawk. your man Blackbeard Teach was the one who gave me this wound. So I thought that, you know, the fact that he says this isn't a wound from the adventure almost makes it sound like it was not from the heyday of Goldie Roger and Whitebeard, and, you know, it makes it sound like it was a more one-on-one confrontation between the two. You know, so now I know Blackbeard's attacks could have just some crazy Voldemort shit where, you know, he slashes you and then all of a sudden your head throbs for, you know, decades or the rest of your goddamn life. But isn't it just way sicker to think that, you know, possibly Shanks had like a little Padawan thing going with Marshall Teach at some point, or at least thought that he had some potential to save the world or change the world, rather. Yeah, so anyway, that's my video. I just thought this was super interesting. Again, if you liked the video, please leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It means a lot to me. I'm going to be doing One Piece weeklies, as well as My Hero Academia, Promise Neverland, and then I'll do One Punch Man whenever it comes out with that, whenever they come out with that. And yeah, I'll probably get on the anime stuff soon too. So, yep. Full speed ahead. Signing off.